Today, we dive deep into the story of one of the most influential marathon pigeon families ever created, a strain that has dominated the hardest races in Europe and rewritten what endurance truly means. This is the story of the Van der Meulen marathon pigeon. From the small village of Land in the Netherlands, Walter van der Meulen quietly built a genetic dynasty. He didn't rely on hype or trends. He relied on time, patience, and ruthless selection. His loft became known as a treasury of marathon genetics, producing pigeons capable of flying over 1,000 kilometers, often through heat, headwinds, and mountain routes, and still arriving early, fresh, and strong. But this dominance didn't happen overnight. Before 1992, Walter van der Meulen raced different distances like many others. Then came a defining decision that changed everything. In 1992, he committed fully and exclusively to marathon racing. No sprinting, no middle distance, only the most demanding races, flights exceeding 800 kilometers, often overnight or multi-day journeys. This wasn't just a change in racing schedule. It was a complete shift in breeding philosophy. Marathon pigeons are not built like sprinters. They don't depend on explosive speed. They rely on deep aerobic endurance, thermal resistance, mental independence, navigational intelligence, and most importantly, the ability to recover quickly after extreme effort. Walter wasn't breeding pigeons to win today. He was breeding pigeons to still be flying tomorrow morning. To build this new colony, he went back to the roots of extreme long-distance racing. He started with Jan Ernest Blood, classic Ardennes-based pigeons, known for their toughness, muscular build, and survival instinct. These birds formed the backbone of endurance. To refine that raw strength, he introduced Janssen's household pigeons. This bloodline added structural efficiency, intelligence, and a fierce will to win. The result was a perfectly balanced marathon pigeon, strong enough to endure, efficient enough to stay fast deep into the race. Over time, additional blood from Paul and Luc Bremel and the Recca-Vestra combination added speed at distance and night-flying ability, shaping a modern marathon strain capable of winning in the most competitive conditions. Every great loft has a foundation pigeon, and for van der Meulen, that pigeon was NL 05-0503823, known worldwide as Super Quicker 823. This cock became the cornerstone of the entire colony. His ability to pass on his qualities generation after generation was extraordinary. He became the sire, grandfather, and great-grandfather of multiple national winners, including first national Barcelona champions across different years. Decades passed, competition intensified, and races became harder, yet his bloodline continued to dominate. That level of consistency is not luck, it is genetic power. Behind every great cock stands a great hen, and for Super Quecker 823, that hen was known as 116. Together, they formed what many consider the golden couple of Land. The 116 hen brought balance to the pairing. She contributed feather quality, metabolic efficiency, fast orientation, and strong recovery. She became the mother and grandmother of 4 separate first national winners. This pairing set the blueprint for the loft and became the core line around which everything else was built. Alongside the 823 line, another vital branch emerged through a hen known as Crack 061. She was a granddaughter of the legendary Friesin hen, who herself flew a top 10 national Barcelona in one of the hardest editions ever flown. This line was known for its toughness in extreme heat and headwinds. Birds from this family didn't slow down when conditions became brutal. They maintained speed when others struggled. Proof of this came in 2022, when the first national Barcelona winner from another top loft was bred directly from a daughter of Crack 061. When pigeons succeed, not only at home, but also in elite external lofts, their genetics speak for themselves. The pinnacle of van der Meulen's own racing success came in 2023 with a hen known as Bont 760. She was clocked at 5:21 in the morning from Barcelona, a distance of roughly 1,100 kilometers. She didn't just win, she dominated. She finished 27 meters per minute, faster than the next pigeon in the Netherlands. At marathon level, that gap is enormous. Her pedigree told the story of decades of selection. She was a great-granddaughter of Super Quacker 823, and her father, Barker Papa, was himself a proven national performer. What made this result even more remarkable was that her father was clocked the same morning, winning 48th National Barcelona. A father and daughter, both in the national top 50 of the hardest race in the world, is an extreme rarity and clear evidence that the Barcelona drive runs deep in this family. Walter van der Meulen's breeding philosophy is strict and uncompromising. Pigeons are not moved to the breeding loft based on pedigree alone. Every bird must prove itself on the wing. Even the parents of national winners must race, must arrive early, and must return fresh. Freshness is a key indicator in marathon racing. A pigeon that comes home strong, alert, and physically balanced after a 1,000-kilometer flight shows true efficiency. These are the birds Walter keeps and breeds from. To preserve the core traits of the strain, strategic inbreeding around the Super Quacker 823 line is used. At the same time, carefully chosen outcrosses are introduced to prevent weakness and maintain vitality. This closed but open system protects the identity of the family while keeping it competitive at the highest level. The ultimate test of a strain's quality is success in other lofts. The van der Meulen pigeons have passed that test repeatedly. National and international top results across multiple lofts, systems, and countries confirm the honesty and strength of this bloodline. These pigeons are built differently. They are optimized for endurance, efficient energy use, aerodynamic balance, and independent navigation. Many show the ability to fly into the night or resume flight at first light, arriving when others are still missing. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create advantage when conditions are hardest. The van der Meulen marathon pigeon is not a trend or a moment in time. It is a living genetic dynasty, shaped by decades of discipline, patience, and performance-based selection. From Super Quacker 823 to Crack 061 to Bont 760, this family doesn't just survive the marathon, it defines it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the greatest marathon pigeon families in history, support the channel by liking the video, subscribing for more elite pigeon racing stories, and leaving a comment below. Would you fly van der Meulen blood in your loft? Thanks for listening, and until next time, fly strong and fly smart.